let's read the story. The Selfish Giant. Once, there stood a magnificent garden owned by a giant. However, this giant was selfish and unkind, refusing to share his garden with the children who longed to play there. He erected a high wall around it and placed a sign that read, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." As a result, spring didn't come to the garden. Instead, it was perpetually winter. A cold, desolate wasteland where snowflakes fell thick and frosty winds blew relentlessly. The trees refused to bloom, and the flowers refused to blossom. Giant departed from his home to explore, leaving his wintry gardens frozen in the cold of winter. One day, the giant returned from a long journey and found children playing in his garden. Outraged by their presence, he chased them away, yelling and scolding them. The children fled, leaving the garden once again desolate. However, something magical happened. In one secluded corner of the garden, a tree bloomed with beautiful flowers and lush green leaves. It was a curious sight amidst the bleakness, the only place untouched by winter's grasp. The giant stood in awe, watching as a little boy climbed up the tree to its highest branch. The other trees were envious of this one that remained in spring, and the giant realized that this child was the key to lifting the curse of eternal winter. Filled with remorse for his selfishness, the giant decided to change his ways. He tore down the high wall and invited the children to play in the garden once more. The children returned joyously, laughing and playing among the trees and flowers. The giant experienced warmth in his heart that he hadn't felt in years. He found pleasure in watching the children's laughter, and his once cold garden was now a place of joy and merriment. However, the little boy who brought spring to the garden never appeared again. The giant missed him dearly, longing for his presence and the warmth he brought. Years passed, and the giant grew old. One snowy day, he saw the garden once again covered in snow, except for one corner where the tree with beautiful flowers stood. The giant noticed the little boy standing there, but this time the child had marks on his hands and feet that resembled wounds. Overwhelmed with emotion, the giant approached the boy and asked, "What are these marks on your hands and feet?" The child replied softly, "These are the wounds of love." Confused, the giant inquired, "Who are you? Why do you have wounds of love?" The child smiled gently and revealed, "I am the Christ child, and wherever there is love, I am there." With those words, the child disappeared, leaving the giant in a state of awe and realization. Suddenly, the eternal winter lifted, and spring returned to the garden. The giant was filled with joy and understood the true meaning of love and selflessness. Years later, the giant passed away, but the children he had welcomed to his garden remembered him fondly. They spoke of the giant who had learned to love and how his garden bloomed with beauty and joy because of his change of heart. The story of the selfish giant spread far and wide, teaching people about the significance of love, kindness, and generosity. And in that garden, the trees blossomed, the flowers bloomed, and the children played joyfully, knowing they were forever blessed by the giant's newfound compassion and love. The end. Please subscribe to the Teddy Bear Storytime YouTube channel and select to receive all notification. Thank you.